Hey, how y'all doing out there? Back at you again with another video. Today, I just like to do a quick comparison between the Galaxy S10 Plus and the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Now, of course, we know both phones came out last year. The Note came out in the end of August. S10 Plus came out around, I think, between March and April. Both phones are Samsung's top flagship devices. S10 Plus, Note 10 Plus. These are the big boys. Now, I'm just here to help you make your decision about which one you want to choose, which one you think is better. It's all personal preference when it comes down to it. Some people like a smaller footprint. Some people like a bigger one. Okay, but there are subtle differences, not a lot of major differences, but there are some definitely differences. Now, the software is pretty much identical, but there are some different, changes in other areas, and I'll go over that right now. All right. Now, the first thing, as you can see, is that the design of these phones are both different, as you can see. One has a camera going on the left, one has it going across. Now, it's going to come down to personal preference, which one you think has the better design. I like the better design on the Note 10 Plus. I just think it looks a lot more elegant. Now, the S10 doesn't have a bad design at all, not by any stretch. It's a very nice design, but I just like the design on the Note 10 Plus a little bit better. Okay. As far as build quality, both have Gorilla Glass 6, so that's identical. Now, there is a difference between the two when it comes to this. S10 Plus has a headphone jack. Note 10 Plus does not have a headphone jack. For some stupid reason, Samsung took that away from the Note 10 Plus, which makes absolutely no sense, and I hate that. Next thing, both have dual stereo speakers, and speakers on both sound absolutely phenomenal. I love it. Okay? All right. Next thing, both has 3 cameras on the rear. Even though this one actually has 4 because you have the 3D depth sensor. So this has 4 cameras on the rear. This has 3, but this one still has the heart rate monitor, which I like. I hate the fact that they took the heart rate monitor off the Note 10 Plus because I actually used it. Okay? All right. Next thing, power button on the right-hand side where it's supposed to be, even though for some ridiculous reason Samsung put it way up here, which makes no sense, but it's still on the right side of the phone. With the Note 10 Plus, Samsung put it on the left-hand side and integrated Bixby inside the button. Now, that's not a big deal as far as integrating Bixby inside the button because, you could disable it and, you could have it where you have to click it twice in order to operate Bixby, or you could turn Bixby off altogether. But I hate the fact that it's on the left-hand side when Samsung has always put their power buttons on the right-hand side, so I don't like that. Okay? Next thing, as you can see, both have an always-on display. They're exactly the same. They both have in-display fingerprint sensors, so that's the same. All right, both have the same processor, Snapdragon 855. Okay, both have the same Adreno GPU. Both have octa-core, so still similar in a lot of areas here. All right, now with the S10 Plus, starts out 8 gigs of RAM. The Note 10 Plus, 12 gigs of RAM. So if that matters to you, if RAM matters to you, then you want to go with the Note 10 Plus. If it doesn't, you go with the S10 Plus. Storage. S10 Plus starts out at 128 gigs. Note 10 Plus starts out 256 gigs of internal storage. So if you need a lot of storage, then you want to go with the Note 10 Plus. And I'm talking just by internal storage because both have an SD card slot for expandable memory. Even with that, there's some subtle differences. The S10 Plus, you can expand it up to 512, this variant. They do have other variants, but I'm just talking about what I have here on the table. So you could expand the memory up to 512 gigabytes. With the Note 10 Plus, you could expand it up to a terabyte. So if that don't matter to you, then go with the S10 Plus. 8 gigs of RAM, 128. You can expand it up to 512. That might be, and for most people, that'll be plenty. For me, I'm a storage monster, so I'll take the 256 and the 1 terabyte. So I would definitely go with the Note 10 Plus on that. Okay. Both have dynamic AMOLED displays. Both displays are actually beautiful. Okay. But there is some differences with the display. You have a 6.4-inch display here. And with this, you have a 6.8-inch display. As you can see, taller and wider. If this is just too big for you and you don't like big phones, you could always go with the S10 Plus. This is probably going to be a little more manageable for you if you have small to medium hands. But even people that have small to medium hands that just like big phones, definitely go with the Note 10 Plus, because the media experience on this phone, media consumption on this phone is excellent. It's awesome because there's so much more screen. So you're going to enjoy your media content on this device. Not that you wouldn't on this device, but it's just a smaller footprint. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn both on. All right. So let's look at the display. Now, of course, I turned them down so you could literally see them because I usually rock max brightness. As you can see, with the S10 Plus, you got your 2 cameras up in the right-hand side of the corner. You know, it's not a notch, but it's a little cutout. But as you can see, you know, it just looks a little weird to me. I really don't like that look. Just being honest, I just don't like that look. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I just don't like that cutout. It's kind of big. Looks odd. Now, sorry about that. With the Note 10 Plus, you got that little teeny little small little cutout at the top. And I like that because that's not intrusive at all. And it's dead center, which is the best place to put it. So it's just going to come down to the individual person, which one you like best. You know, like if the camera cutout on the S10 Plus don't bother you, then I would say take that. But if you want a more immersive experience and you want a smaller cutout, I would say go with the Note 10 Plus. All right, battery. With the battery, you got a 4100 milliamp battery on the S10 Plus. With the Note 10 Plus, you have a 4300 milliamp battery. Batteries on both devices are phenomenal. Both great. Okay, you're going to get through a full day easily with both devices. But if you want more juice, of course, you go with the Note 10 Plus. But this battery is excellent as well. Both phones have fast wireless charging. Both phones have reverse wireless charging. However, when it comes to charging speeds, wired charging, you have quick charge on the S10 Plus, but on the Note 10 Plus, you have super fast 25 watt to 45 watt super fast charging. So you're definitely going to get faster charging speeds on this device. And also with the fast wireless charging, it's going to be faster on the Note 10 Plus as well. So you do have all three. You do have fast charging on both, but the charging speeds with the wireless and the wired is going to be faster on the Note 10 Plus. And like I said, both have reverse wireless charging. Okay. Now, when it comes with the cameras, even though I said, you know, this one has 5 cameras, this one has 5 cameras, but the cameras are the same on both devices. They're exactly the same. So you're going to get phenomenal pictures with either device. So camera not going to be the issue for you. Okay. And let me see, what was the next thing? Because I'm doing this all off the top of my head, so bear with me. Let me see. What's the next thing I was getting ready to cover? All right. So that's the only thing I can think of now. The one last thing that separates these two phones and what separates the Note 10 Plus from any other phone in the market, and I think you already know, it's the S Pen. This right here. This is what separates this phone from any other phone on the market. The things that you can do with this pen. And I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, it's for production and all that. Well, I don't use it. I mean, I use it for production and all that, but not like, not like a business person or anything like that. But I love this S Pen. I need this S Pen. Okay. Now I'm not saying I don't like other phones that don't have it, but I gotta have me a Note because I need this S Pen. This is the phone that always stays in my pocket. Now I rock two phones, but this is the phone that I never ever not use. Like I never like take my SIM card out of this one and using it. No, I'll use that secondary SIM card to swap out phones, but not this one. This phone has to stay in my pocket at all times. I love this S Pen. I love the size of the screen. I love the software. I love everything about this phone, except the power button not being where it's supposed to be and not having a headphone jack. But the S Pen is what separates these two devices more than any other thing. But other than that, they're pretty similar. When it comes to the software, they're both rocking Android 10 and Samsung's One UI 2.0 on top. So basically, if I forgot something, I do apologize. But what I'm just trying to say is basically the phones are pretty similar. There are some differences, not humongous, but there are some differences. But you can't go wrong with either device. Both devices are made by Samsung. Both phones have the best displays on any smartphone. Both have great stereo speakers. Both have great battery life. Both have great cameras. Both have great software. So you can't go wrong with either one. But if it comes down to me and my choice, I'm going with the Note 10 Plus because I'm getting a bigger display. I'm getting a bigger battery. I'm getting more RAM. I'm getting more storage, more expandable storage, more internal storage. I'm getting faster charging speeds on the battery. So, and I'm getting the S Pen. That's why I would go with the Note 10 Plus. Now, for those people that don't care about all that stuff I just named, then go with the Galaxy S10 Plus because, like I said, you're not going to be disappointed at all. Great cameras, great battery life, great display, nice storage. You can't go wrong with either one. And like I said, they're both using the same software. So all the features you get on the Note 10 Plus, you're getting on the S10 Plus. Only thing you're not getting, which is the main thing for me, and like I said, some people this is more important. This headphone jack is what's going to separate big time this phone from this phone. A lot of people are just not willing to give up that headphone jack. So this is a big reason why a lot of people may choose this one over the Note because they got to have that headphone jack. Now me, I've learned to live without having one, and at least Samsung had enough sense to put some AKG tuned headphones USB Type-C in the box, which I think was really, really excellent, them doing that. But I think also with them taking away the headphone jack, they should have put a dongle in there as well. Now, they shouldn't have removed it at all, but for them removing it, they gave us the headphones, which I appreciate, and they're USB Type-C, but they also should have put a dongle in the box as well. But you don't have to worry about either one of them if you get the S10 Plus because it still has the headphone jack. And you still get the power button on the right, even though it's high, and you're still getting the heart rate monitor. So there's a few things you're still getting on this that you're not getting on this. But like I said, when push come to shove, just better overall value, better phone, in my opinion, is going to be the Note 10 Plus. All right. Well, thanks again for checking me out. Thanks again to all my subscribers. And like I said, you can't go wrong with either. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.